I never thought I'd be left out in the cold by my own daughter. I never imagined the man she married would strip me of my dignity in my lowest moment, and that she would let him. But what they didn't know was that life had one last card for me to play, and when I played it, everything changed. Get ready. Because what you're about to hear is not just a story, it's a reckoning. Comment below where you're watching from, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more stories like this. My name is Margaret. I am 58 years old, and until not long ago, I believed in something called unconditional love, especially when it came to family. I built my life around my husband and our daughter Amanda. Every meal I cooked, every holiday I planned, every dollar I saved was for them. When my husband passed from cancer last year, it felt like the floor vanished beneath me. But I told myself I still had Amanda, I still had my daughter. I sold the house my husband and I had built from scratch in Cedar Park, just north of Austin. Too many memories, too many nights waking up expecting to hear his voice calling from the kitchen. Amanda and her husband Chad offered me a place to stay for a while. Or at least Amanda did. Chad barely looked up from his phone. When I moved in, I tried not to make waves. I kept to my small room in the back. I cooked, cleaned, offered to run errands, trying to be helpful, trying to stay out of the way. But Chad had a way of making me feel unwanted. His eyes always carried this irritation, like I was a splinter under his skin. It started with the small things. He'd roll his eyes if I asked a question. He'd change the TV when I was Mitcha once. I heard him mutter under his breath, "Freeloader," as he passed by me in the hall. I tried to convince myself I misheard, but deep down I knew. I had an Amanda. She said nothing. I'd look to her for backup, for a word, anything. But she always played it down. He's stressed, she'd say. Work's been rough. I swallowed the shame and stayed quiet. That's what mothers do, right? But that night, that one night, it shattered me. We were at the dinner table. I had made chicken pot pie, his favorite. Amanda was scrolling on her phone, Chad sipping beer like he always did. The silence was heavy. Nowhere, Chad looked up and said, maybe it's time we stop pretending this is temporary. We're not a charity." Amanda froze. I stared at him. "What do you mean?" He smirked. "I mean, how long is this supposed to go on? You're not working, you're not contributing. We've got bills, we didn't sign up for extra mouths to feed." My breath caught, my heart was pounding. I turned to Amanda, desperate. Amanda. She wouldn't meet my eyes. "Maybe it's best," she mumbled, "if you find something more stable, for everyone's sake." Everyone's sake. I didn't scream, I didn't argue. I stood up, walked to my room, packed my things to suitcases. That's all I had left of my life. I didn't even cry while I packed. The tears came later, when I stood outside their building, the wind biting through my coat, and realized I had nowhere to go. Amanda didn't walk me out. Chad didn't even bother pretending. I sat on the curb for an hour. My phone battery was dead. My heart was, too. I remember thinking, this is what it feels like to be erased. That night I checked into a motel, the kind where the wallpaper peels and the vending machine eats your change. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering how everything could turn so cold, wondering what I had done to deserve this kind of abandonment. The next morning, I sent Amanda a message. "I understand. I love you always." No reply. The next week, I sent another. Then, another. Birthdays, little updates, silence. 3 months passed. Each day felt longer than the last. I tried applying for jobs, anything, but no one wanted to hire a grieving widow in her late 50s with no recent work history. I considered cleaning houses, babysitting, but my body didn't move the way it used to. The loneliness, it was suffocating, and worse than that, the shame. I had given everything to that girl. How could she turn her back so easily? One evening, as I was going through a box of old family keepsakes, trying to feel close to something, anything, I found it. My mother's old diary. I hadn't read it in years, maybe never, but something pulled me to it. I sat on the edge of the motel bed, turned the pages, and that's when I found it. A name, a truth, a secret that changed everything. I remember the moment clearly. My hands shook, my heart raced. Because suddenly, I wasn't just the mother who got kicked out. I was someone else entirely, and for the first time in months. I smiled. They took everything from me. But they had no idea what was coming after that night. The days blurred into each other like gray watercolors bleeding on a wet canvas. The motel room smelled of stale air and distant cigarettes. The buzzing hum of the vending machine outside my door became a lullaby of defeat. I stayed quiet. I didn't cry every night, but when I did, it was quiet, the kind of crying where your whole body trembles. But you keep it inside because no one is coming to comfort you. I texted Amanda again on the fourth day, a simple message. I'm okay, just wanted to know how you are. No reply. I tried again 2 weeks later, just a heart emoji. I told myself she was busy, that she'd come around.